and welcome to episode number 55 of Girlstreamers. Girlstreamers is a podcast bringing you the Girlstreamers that you know and love. Girlstreamers is a community that supports and promotes girls that stream. We are a bi-weekly podcast and we'll be introducing you to some amazing girl gamers and allow you, the viewer, to get to know some of your favorite streamers. My name is Nymphadora, and I will be your host during the podcast. With me tonight is JulieveV. If there's time at the end, we will be taking questions from the audience in the channel. This is a live podcast, but we will also be available for download on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. What's up, Julie? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, darling?
I am very, very tired.
Well, let's see. I wonder why.
We're not here to discuss me. How's your week been? What you been up to? Long and boring. You know, work and more work. Kid, more kid. Usual stuff. So, how did you get your name? Like, let's just get into it. How'd you get your name?
How did I get the name? Okay, so I created a character for some, I don't remember even what at this point, named JulieveV when I was 15. And I used it as a gamer handle way back in the days of IRC chat rooms. I think I just dated myself. And it just stuck ever since there. The V came along because of the fiance's character's last name begins with a V, so we just kind of tacked it on there. That's how the V came into being. Nice. Yeah, so it's an old RPG name from way back in the day. So.
I like
that 20 years ago.
Okay,
Ooh.
What are IRC chat rooms? I did the Yahoo chat rooms.
The IRC was like, what was it? I used a chat client called MIRC, and it was like, I think it's actually what Twitch uses.
Oh, okay.
To get into the chats, like you can access them from a separate portal, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay,
Someone explained it to me, and I went, okay, whatever.
I mean, chat rooms, oh my god, that just takes... Yeah, I used to do Yahoo chat, AOL chat, rest in peace, AOL.
Oh god, yeah. MSN.
Yep. I refused to do Hotmail, though. I refused to do Hotmail because I had everything else except for Hotmail, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
You had to be a rebel on something, huh?
So, okay.
Oh, it does.
That's fine. I got it. Does say I made the border and forgot to put your border there, so your name should now be changed. See, your name is correct now. So, I do apologize. This is what happens when people try to pull me into a meeting 30 minutes before the podcast. I am not prepared. I need that 30 minutes to get ready for the podcast. Okay, all right. Back to my questions. So, where are you from?
I am from California, Central Valley to be exact.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking like Truckee area for you, but that's not right, is it?
No. I'm about 2 hours east of San Francisco, smack dab in the middle of the valley.
Oh, okay. So, that's why going to TwitchCon is going to be really easy for you.
Yeah, that's why I have absolutely no excuse to not go to TwitchCon, because it's literally 2 hours away.
That's what's up. I've actually got really good friends and colleagues who live in Palo Alto. So that's pretty dope. Somebody's from Truckee though, and the only reason why I remember that is because I play American Truck Simulator, and every time I go through Truckee, I'm like, oh, Truckee, it's on that TV show. And then, oh, Truckee, I think we have a girl streamer who lives in Truckee. So
yeah, Truckee's east of here, well, kind of northeast up in the mountains.
It's like right there next to Reno, right?
Yeah, you got to pass through Reno, and then you pass through the Truckee Pass when you come into California.
So
on the 80.
What is the very first game that you ever played that got you into the gaming world?
Okay, let's see. Computer, it was Descent 2.
Wow.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
I never played it, but I know the name. I know the name.
Yeah, it was like some type of spaceships, and you had to navigate through. I loved it. I played it for hours and hours and hours. If you're talking tabletop, it was actually Werewolf, the Apocalypse. I had a group of friends when I was 17 that they were a bunch of tabletop gamers, and they're like, "Oh, you'd like this," and that was just that rabbit hole.
Do you D&D? Have you played D&D?
Until recently, no. But since that's what the fiance mostly plays, he's gotten me into both Pathfinder and D&D. But before it was mostly Shadowrun, Vampire, and Werewolf.
Gotcha. My husband is currently playing one of our D&D campaigns. Sorry, I was just reminded to turn my phone off. I was like, somebody's texting me. Oh, no, that's a Snapchat, and I need to make sure to turn that off before someone does text me. Right before, like, literally 2 minutes before I called you, the phone was ringing, and it was the front gate number, and I was like, who the hell is at the front gate calling us? It's like, hello, and he's like, this is so-and-so. I was like, why the hell are you at my house? He's like, I'm supposed to come hang out. I'm like, my husband's playing D&D. Where? Like, we're having this conversation while he's downstairs, or while he's at the front gate trying to get through the gate. I was like, hold up, let me just let you in the gate. Like, all right, whatever.
At least you know the guy, saw somebody randomly pushing buttons.
We get that a lot, and I don't let them in when they try to call me like that.
I wouldn't either.
I'm like, hello, and they're like, let me in. I'm like, who is this? Just let me in. No.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
It's too easy to get into a gate anyway, like a gated community.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get into a gated community. The only way you can actually do that properly is to have a little dude who sits in the house 24/7.
Yeah.
So when you say, do you play 5th edition D&D, or do you play...
That's, yeah.
Okay.
Fifth ed right now, yeah.
I
have a tiefling.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, I was like, Arcane Trickster Tiefling. Okay, I'll do that.
Just classic
like,
role, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I play rogues on a lot of stuff, so I was like, let's just keep the trend up.
I love playing a rogue, but the campaign the husband is downstairs playing at the moment. I am an elf cleric, and I am like, I essentially made Rose Quartz from Steven Universe.
With the gigantic pink hair and everything.
Oh, she has red hair, because, trying to be somewhat, to the game. But the icon I use is totally Rose Quartz.
Hey, at least you got it covered. You don't have to come up with anything too strenuous.
It's fun. I like it because I don't normally play the healing class. I tend to get in there. I love playing rogues. They're just so fun for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Do you play rogues in WoW?
That's my main.
Me too. Well, I don't play anymore, but yeah. How are you liking the new expansion so far?
I'm liking it a lot so far. There's a lot more like RP element to it than there has been in the past.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of cutscenes going on too. So it's a lot more story driven before. It's not just, here, go kill 8 of these and I'll give you something. There's still that, obviously, but it's so far it's been pretty good.
That's cool. I noticed that was kind of the trend, like with starting with Warlords. There just for the last this is third. Yeah, this one, Legion, and then Warlords, the last 3 expansions have had an upsurge in the cutscenes, but all I've been doing is watching the cutscenes.
There's actually some pretty amazing cutscenes. Like, I think my favorite still is when Illidan blasts that Naru to pieces. I watch that one every time I go through. I'm like, no, I'm watching this. I want to watch Illidan totally lose it.
I think one of my favorite cutscenes from Legion is when Malfurion is trying to save Ysera, and Xavius comes in and takes Ysera and she turns into that beautiful, like, she turns into like a cool looking dragon, but it's so heart wrenching. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, when you kill her at the end of that quest line, I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, don't cry. Don't cry. Oh, God, damn it, Blizzard. Damn it, Blizzard. Okay. Who's cutting onions?
Why am I crying in a game? What the hell?
Okay, I will freely admit I bawled my eyes out when Rin died, but Alliance, so, you know.
I did not. But
well, because you're Morty.
I cried my eyes out when Vol'jin died, because I was like, no, he hasn't been working long enough. What the hell?
Yeah, really. Yeah, no, actually, yeah, Vol'jin dying kind of made me go, okay, wait, what's going on here? Wait, what?
It's really, they were so smart in the way they did that, because it's definitely a great lead up to BFA, and from what my husband's telling me is the fact that BFA, you have to experience it from both sides, because you are not getting some information on depending on whatever faction you're playing. So I think while yes, it's creating that tension again that you got like from vanilla to Lich King before we started doing the whole come to Jesus thing. It's
come to Thrall.
Yeah, come to Thrall. Yeah. Oh, I like it. I like it. Granted, I do like Thrall, so I mean, I am a Thrall girl, but I love Sylvanas, and I love all of this. Just like Christy Golden came to DragonCon last weekend, so my husband went in to some of her panels to kind of get a better understanding of why Sylvanas is. Turns out she has no creative freedom. Everything that she writes literally comes from Blizzard. She has
doesn't surprise me.
Absolutely no creative freedom in what she creates. And somebody asked her why do you do that? And she said, I find it more challenging and more fulfilling.
That would be. I mean, because you're given this like, here, this is the template and you cannot deviate from it. Now create.
I mean, I think sometimes that you can create some of the most creative stuff when you have a set thing like that. Like the horror genre. Just take the horror genre and film. There are certain tropes that articulates what a horror film is. But look at all the crazy, creative, amazing stuff that comes out of that particular thing. So I totally, I totally get it. And it is a lot more challenging because you don't want to do the same thing somebody else has done, but you want it to be entertaining, so.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more going on. Like Alliance side, we're dealing with the Sea Priests being corrupted by Ashara.
Oh, by the way, for those of you that don't want spoilers, this is probably going to have some spoilers in it.
Yeah, so go away. Shoot. Or plug your ears.
Hashtag spoiler alert. That's pretty cool, though. Oh my god, that Ashara video was so
I haven't watched that one yet.
It's so good. It's just, it's like, okay, Ashara's kind of a badass.
She's a badass, but she's crazy.
Yes.
Woman's bonkers.
Yes.
Even though we've got to deal with Jaina Alliance side.
I see.
Do not like.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do not like.
I think Jaina is an awful character. She's
terrible.
She is just awful. Like,
she's terrible. I've hated her for years. I've wanted to push her off her tower in Theramore for years, but they wouldn't let me. You do not know how much joy I had in what was that one dungeon. I can't remember which X pack it is off the top of my head now, but it's the one where you go to the alternate endings. Like, it was Cataclysm, and you get to kill her. It's the one where you can kill like Bane, Sylvanas, her, Tyrande.
Kinda, yeah.
When it was like, oh, you get to kill Jaina in it, I'm like, yes.
Cataclysm, I actually quit playing the game because I thought that is, in my opinion, the worst expansion that came out. I did not like Cataclysm. It was usurped for me by Draenor, but it is one of the worst expansions. I still had more fun in Draenor. The content drought and the lore drought really killed Draenor, but I still found a lot of stuff to do. But then Legion kind of went the opposite of that and pushed me away because it was too much content. I was like, I don't know what to do. The problem with Draenor was Yrel. Yeah. She's worse than Jaina. I'm like, okay, we'll just ignore her. She's not canon. She's not canon. One of my favorite things about Blizzard is that their characters, they're not just like, aside from Jaina, I mean, there's a couple of characters that are very, superficial. You always have to have those characters. Oh, yeah, but for the most part, like, their character development is so complex. It's so rich. That's why I love Sylvanas, because she's not purely evil. She, like, you can understand, like, why she thinks the way she thinks, why she makes these decisions. And it's like, I appreciate that aspect of her. Yeah. I'm waiting for a throwdown between her and Illyria. Yeah, yeah. That'll be cool. Yeah, total and complete throwdown. Which is funny because in Not Before the Storm, it was which other book? The one right before that, where it's between Mist of Pandaria and Warlords, where they're doing the Garrosh trial and everything, which is a great book, by the way. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it, but they're trying to rekindle their relationship and everything, and then like she just kind of gets shunned, and it's like, oh, ouch, right? So Sylvanas and Varisa were trying to rekindle. Whoever is the one that's alive and has like 2 kids or whatever. Yeah, Illyria's the one that was with Tyralion and they lost. That's right. You're right. And now she's a void. And then Varisa is the neutral one with the Kirin Tor and the Silver Covenant. That's right. Yeah, she was Ronan's wife. Yeah, because Illyria came back and we're all like, oh, that's where the hell you've been. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. We've been fighting them for 1,000 years, but you've been gone 20. Wait, what? I think Tyrellion's been hit on the head one too many times. So how long have you been streaming, and what actually got you into streaming? I've been streaming, it'll be a year, end of this month, beginning of next. I don't remember the exact date. It's September 27th or October 2nd. I remember. And it was an idea with the fiance for us to do something together like this, and to help me get over a lot of like social anxiety and stuff like that. Since you're basically the center of attention. Yep. And so that's how we got started. And I didn't think I'd be going this long. Honestly, I thought I'd quit sometime around last December, but I've kept going and I enjoy it a lot. It's fun meeting all these different people and
and doing all kinds of different things. So
that seems to be a running theme as to why a lot of people have, why they start streaming, because they, they're kind of they have social anxiety and they want to get a little bit better. And it's definitely a good way to test the waters and to see and to be like, okay, let me expose myself to this without actually physically being in the room with these people.
Yeah. Before, I never really had too much problem with being, like, around a bunch of people and stuff until they start, like, too many people and they start touching me.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot of, not just the social anxiety, but a lot of, like, mental blocks towards creativity. I had a very abusive ex-husband who basically told me I was basically crap at everything. Drawing, singing, music. Yeah, he was a real jackass, which is why he's now the ex-husband.
The reason why he's an ex. Yep.
There's a reason why he's an ex. So, so it's a lot of, like, getting back to being the way I was before he came along.
Yeah,
Getting rid of those blocks. So
that's awesome. Yeah. I love that you are using it as a coping mechanism
in a way.
For you.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, when I started, it was because I was watching my best friend die. I started and then she died a couple weeks later. And it's definitely something that helped me with the grief. Yeah. And I don't know what brought me. There's no, like, rhyme or reason as to what brought me to it. Like, I just felt like starting it up one day, and it was a good coping mechanism for me. It really helped me big time. And then getting into a community like Girlstreamers, like, it's amazing that you say that you struggle, with the social stuff, with the social anxiety, because you are one of our most active members in Girlstreamers.
A part of how I cope is if somebody else is having a worse day with me than I am, I can put my stuff aside and be like, okay, I can focus on you. It can be detrimental sometimes, it's in certain cases, but it helps me helping. It's like a way to help other people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And definitely. I just like being noisy.
I love it. I love it. I know we've had some really awesome conversations in DM and in like, it's great.
Yeah.
So what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on stream?
Embarrassing thing? I don't really know. I can tell you the most embarrassing thing that happened to Rast when he was visiting. It was New Year's, streaming, and he leaned over to give me a kiss, and he nearly fell on my desk right on cam. So I was laughing at him. So I mean, that's embarrassing for him. But as far as for me, I can't really think of anything, unless sometimes when no. One time my kid ran in the room, didn't realize I was streaming, farted really loud, laughed, and ran away. I was like, he's 11. You know how he's 11?
Rip.
yeah, pretty much. I'm just like, what? Okay, stay out of the room. Just go away, please.
Would you say that's also your most memorable moment?
Possibly, yeah. That and Rast falling on the desk.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, but kudos to Julie Kid. That's hilarious.
Oh, he's hilarious. Trust me, if he was here right now, he'd probably be like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm talking to Infodora. Well, what are you talking to her about? I don't know. Well, can you tell her about this? And shoving his tablet in my face and showing me some video and meme. And, yeah, just be like, okay, kid, go away. I
Do you
don't
ever
really
stream with him? Like, does he ever come in and play games with you?
No, not. I'm thinking maybe starting to do creative streams with him where we put Legos together.
Oh, that would be so fun. Also, I see your cat.
Yeah.
In the background.
Well,
You kind of see him in the corner up there. Kind of plays in.
Hey. That's Kalea. Yeah, that's the Torty. The gray one's, I don't know where the gray one's at. He's around here somewhere. Yeah.
So what, that would actually be really, really cool to watch. I've done a Lego stream before.
Mm-hmm.
I surprisingly had a lot of people in that stream. There's surprisingly a lot of people who like to watch Lego building.
Yeah, one of his favorite things to watch on like YouTube are people putting stuff together with the Legos. I'm like, people watch that? Okay. Okay. So that's why I thought something that he and I could do together. His father's a prison guard, so that's why I'm a little more lenient about putting a picture out there.
Right. That's understandable. Well, you just focus on the hands during Lego building.
That's why I was thinking Lego building, because then, you know, his you would only see our hands and stuff like that. So you can definitely hear him on stream, though.
So, what types of games do you like to play and stream generally?
Besides WoW? I like RPG, like Witcher 3, Skyrim. I like those puzzle games where it's the hidden object puzzles.
Yeah,
I've streamed a couple of those, and I actually need to call Microsoft because my email account that was associated with Microsoft got compromised. Somebody stole it, and so I had to shut it all down. Well, I didn't realize that all the games that I had bought through Microsoft, I couldn't access without that email. And so now they're all stuck. So I'm like, okay, well, that's $100 that I really need to go and get. So I keep forgetting to call them. I tried doing it via like their live chat, and it just wouldn't work because they're like, well, we need to know what your last 3 emails sent were. And I'm like, I closed that account 18 months ago, and I barely used it as it was. What do you want me to remember here?
Wow, wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to call them and be like, look, I just need access to the games. Could you switch them over or something?
Oh, that's so frustrating.
It is. I mean, if I lose out on it, it's like, okay, fine, I'm never buying anything through Microsoft ever again. But hopefully I'll be able to get them. I have a bunch of them on my laptop, so I'm going to try to see if the laptop will let me connect it to the drive, my Google Drive, and then just upload them to Google Drive and then download them onto the main computer. But I'm not sure if it's going to let me do that.
That'd be a lot. Yeah.
It'd be a lot, yeah. Just have to do like one at a time.
Yep. Oh my god, that's so much. Good luck with that.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be a lost cause. So. Would you say WoW is your main game, or are you just kind of a variety streamer? Right now, WoW is my main game. Up until BFA dropped, I was kind of more all over the place. I did a lot of like Creativerse, Skyrim, Diablo 3. I was doing that one a lot for a while there.
Did you see that Netflix is gonna do a Diablo franchise or a Diablo TV show? Yeah. If you joined us on the Cosmic Bulletin every once in a while, I mean, we were actually we talked extensively about it last night on the Cosmic Bulletin.
That'd be interesting. I was gonna actually pull it up at work and see if I could listen to it at work. Give me something to break the boredom.
Yeah, it's a 5-hour cast, so good luck with that. Have a great time with that.
That's almost half my day at work.
There you go. That was my work day yesterday. Fucking 6-hour cast. No, I think it was actually 5 hours. it was like 453 or something like that.
Yeah.
We had a lot to go over. We went over like Gamescom and PAX West, and there was so much that we had to go over.
Oh,
We
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to hit those things before it was too late to hit them.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite game then? Is WoW your favorite, or do you have another favorite?
Let's see. WoW is one of my favorites. I'd have to say, what did I used to play a long time ago? See, that's the problem when you've been gaming for 20 years. Play. I'd say WoW is one of my favorites, and another one that now I remember, Perfect Dark.
I don't know that game.
It was on the N64. You know GoldenEye?
Yes.
It was akin to GoldenEye, except it was set in space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was kind of like a Lara Croft in space kind of a thing.
Nice.
And I would play the versus AI part for hours. I would just set all kinds of crazy traps for the AI, and it was nuts. It was on N64.
Nice.
Like
I
way
love
back in the day.
I like
Yeah.
how you keep saying it like it's so long ago. And I'm just sitting here like, I remember those days. Like, stop trying to
Well,
make
you're
me
only a
feel
couple of
old.
years younger than me, so.
Stop making me feel old, damn it. Just stop. Just stop it. Just stop it. So what is it about those games that you love? What is it about WoW? What is it about Skyrim? Like, what brings you back?
Well, WoW, it's the lore. They've done a very good job creating this massive universe with
really
multiple mythoses, and it's huge and it's massive, and even though the people in it really suck sometimes, like the players, the game itself is really fun. I've always enjoyed the different aspects to it, the farming and the raiding, not so much the PvP.
Same. I've never been a big PvP player.
No, I'm probably the worst rogue PvPer you'll ever meet. I'm terrible.
I don't know. We might be on the same level there. I know, right?
Okay, good,
like,
then I have company.
rogues are supposed to be like the best PvP, and I'm like, no.
I get trashed. Warriors are my bane. I hate PvP. I'm like, oh my god, stop spinning around and let me kill you. They're like spinning around, and it's like, oh my god.
I sap the crap out of people. I can sap people right and left, but if I have to do combat, that shit ain't gonna happen.
No, pretty much not. No. But yeah, and then then for like each game for me that I really like WoW, Diablo 3, Skyrim, Witcher 3, like with Diablo 3, I can only play it for a certain amount of time because it gets so grindy. But when I'm in the mood for the grinding, it's like the perfect go-to game for grinding. And
so yeah, because it's like I used to do that with fishing in WoW because it's easy. Yeah. It's the same thing over and over again, and you can just kind of, when you just want to zone out and like watch a movie but still kind of play, it's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing. I love games like that. Love it.
Yeah. Just how many hours I've spent fishing in WoW. I'm here going. There are some days where I'm like, I want to stream, but I don't want to do anything strenuous. I'm like, will somebody watch me fish for 4 hours straight?
I mean, if the conversation's good, I would.
Yeah, that's. I'm like, one day I'm gonna try it and just to see what the hell I get.
I dare you. I dare you to do it this week. I dare you.
I could. Do it on my Wednesday night stream. But then, like with the RPGs, like with Skyrim and Witcher, there's so many, like, okay, well, here's the main quest line, but if you go over here, there's all this over here, and all these little things you can explore, and oh, go get lost in the cave system over here. I like that whole, like, I don't have to follow a linear path to get somewhere.
Yes.
I can, like, okay, I'm going to do a couple of quests on the main line and then take a complete and utter right here and go do something completely off in left field. And then come
that's
back.
What keeps me coming back to, like, Red Dead Redemption, Skyrim. I freaking love that about Skyrim.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the biggest things that I love about the new Spider-Man game. I've done so much in that game and have really not progressed the storyline yet. I'm going to take forever to complete the storyline game.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I love those games with that open world and the fact that you don't have to just go straight through the story.
Yeah.
It's a lot those are fun. I love it. Yep.
Yeah, I do love those open world. I think the open world games are probably there.
You just got out really
get so lost. Oh, I did?
Yeah. I think you said at the top of your favorite list.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sorry, my internet might be acting up. Gotta love Charter.
Oh, that's what I have. It's great.
It's great. It's lovely.
It's the best.
It's the best. Are you coming to say hello?
Hello,
coming
kitty.
to say hello?
Kitty.
This one's Kalea.
She's
coming to say hello. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. Okay, we're coming to say hello. All right.
Cat booty. It's the best. All up in your face. Look at the tail. I love it.
Yeah. All right,
my
you
God.
can lay down there. You can lay down there. Okay. No, they don't want to see that.
So she's like, I'm going to show them my butthole. Oh my God. That's the title of this podcast. I'm going to show them my butthole. Oh my God. I'm writing it down right now.
Oh.
The titles of these podcasts are the best. I love y'all so much. So what games, speaking of Gamescom and PAX and awesome fun games, what games, are there any games that have come that are going to come out that you're excited for?
Oh.
Like, are you really hyped for any specific game right now?
Hyped? No, but I think, like, since I've gotten into Skyrim, the next Elder Scrolls that's coming out, sometime, I think in 2020, I think?
Yes.
Was it 2019? 2020?
Sometime, most of them are sometime in 2019, but I think that one is is supposed to be 2020. Because it was just announced. Yeah. Like, they haven't really gotten into making it yet.
What else? I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I did. Okay, now you're just being rude. There you go. I mean, there's a lot of franchises I want to try, like the Tomb Raider franchise, which I haven't done.
I played the first one. It's fantastic.
Ever.
I really want to get one.
Yeah, I know the new one's coming out, so I'm like, well, I guess I better get cracking on that. I'm kind of interested to see what Blizzard's going to be announcing at BlizzCon this year.
Yeah.
Is it going to be if it's going to be another StarCraft, I'm going to be like, okay, fine, whatever. Or is it going to be another Diablo?
I know everybody's waiting for Diablo 4. A lot of
that's because so many people are like, Diablo 3, it's so bad. Okay, fine. You sit here.
The look on your face is like, damn you, pet, I'm trying to do something important.
Well, she and my other cat, Storm, decided to crash land a knitting stream last weekend. So, there's a clip on my channel of Storm just walking onto the desk and just plunk.
Oh my god.
And he's a 12.5-pound blob. So,
oh my god.
but
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm like I said, okay, I'm interested to see what Blizzard's dropping because they always have big at BlizzCon. BFA was the big one this year. But yeah, I think the new Elder Scrolls and there's like they might be coming out with a Witcher 4 soon, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. I haven't heard any rumors about it. I do know that they're doing the Witcher. Is it movie or TV series on Netflix?
I think it's a series.
Yeah, I think it.
Which
yeah.
I'm gonna hold judgment on that one before.
I think that's fair. I mean, I do
Yeah.
think that video games can be made into movies or TV shows if they're done right. Warcraft. But I think that critics are a little bit harsher on video game movies than they should be.
Yeah.
Especially
There's
when
not...
it's some video games, a lot of video games now have great stories, and they
Oh god, yeah.
could totally pull off great movies or TV series, but you have to do it the right way. So
Yeah.
again, something we go into discussion on the Cosmic Bulletin. I am so not plugging myself in
No,
any
you're
way,
not.
shape, or form.
Oh, it's your turn now?
But I think you would actually really like the discussion we had on the Diablo Netflix Witcher thing. Since you like this game so much, I think you would really like what we had to say.
Yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and catch it when I am at work tomorrow. Are you
lucky
here to
for
say
you,
hello now too?
It's towards the beginning of the cast, not towards the end. So what's one game that you would want to have a reboot or a remastering of, or a remake, or whatever the R's are?
I'd like to see a reboot of Perfect Dark.
Okay,
That would be fun. Yeah, I'd like to see them reboot that, but I'm not sure if it was big enough to warrant a reboot on it.
Oh.
Do you use that giant green cup just so it turns into the...
It's a
Galaxy pattern? Yeah.
It's 100 ounces, so that's why I like using it, because I only have to fill it up like once a day. It's amazing.
I'd like to see them actually reboot or somehow remaster the American McGee Alice series.
Oh, I don't know that series.
American McGee was Alice came out in 2000, and it's like a really, really twisted version of Land.
Oh, yes, I do know. Okay, I know what game that is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was like
it's a
one of
very
the-
gothic-y kind of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, very twisted, very dark, and it's like hailed as one of the best games of that era. And I know that there's the second one that came out, and I haven't played that one yet. I have both of them, and but I'd like to possibly see like a remake or a remaster, have them come out with like a whole new, a third one.
Yeah.
Because the second one I don't think did so good for some reason, but the first one was super popular when it first came out because it was like top of the line everything in 2000. It was considered like cutting edge at the time, but it was really brutal. So it kind of got shoved to the side.
Yeah.
With a lot of stuff.
Yeah, my brother really liked that game. I never played it. He was... when did he... I don't know. I was like in high school at the time when that came out, I think. Or like in college. It was a very pivotal moment in my life, so I was not really into video games at that time.
You froze on my end.
You froze on my end too, but you're moving.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
It might have been Discord that time around.
Maybe.
I noticed Discord was kind of being funky last night for me and Miss DJ because we use it for the cast as well. So it's better than Skype. Way better than Skype.
Yeah.
I used to use Skype for these things, and I stopped. I was like, "Yep, Discord videos going on now. This is what we're doing. It's so much easier.
It is. It's much more user-friendly, that's for sure.
It really is, and it's nice because we're in the community, so I can just call you, and it just, without having to add your email and all of that BS, it's just a lot nicer.
Yeah.
So if there was a game that you could play for the first time again, what would it be?
Probably Descent 2, because that was the one that got me. Like, I was a very boring teenager. I would spend Friday and playing that and watching Xena Warrior Princess.
Xena Warrior Princess was the shit.
Oh, she was the shit and is the shit and will always be.
My brother would watch Hercules, and then I would watch Xena. I mean, obviously we'd watch together, but like Hercules was his. Yeah. Xena was mine.
Yep. Yeah. I watched them both, but yeah.
My brother had a Hercules action figure that looked like Kevin Sorbo. One year I wanted to be Xena, and my dad made me, like, he went and got this, like, pleather crap and made me a costume that looked like Xena's. It's awesome.
See, your dad is awesome like mine, because when I was Butterfly, and this was before they came out with the fairy wings and stuff that you can buy.
Yeah.
So Dad came home with a box from work, and he spent every night for like a week cutting out and glittering butterfly wings. And these things were as big as I am at the time. I was 6, so small.
Right.
But yeah, they had a tie-on harness and everything, and I got to be a butterfly.
Oh my god, that is so amazing. That is so awesome.
Yeah. I got glitter all over the place, but damn it, I was a butterfly.
And I'm sure your dad had glitter on him for a year.
Probably. Probably.
But
yeah, that's one of those moments where he was sitting there going, why didn't I have boys?
Right? I was the first, my brother was second, so, and I am definitely a daddy's girl. My daddy spoils me. You know what? I'm 33 years old, and I have no shame in saying my daddy's the best. I love my dad, and he would still, he still helps me with cosplay builds. He freaking built me a stand so that I could put mannequin heads on it so I could do my wigs. Like, that's how awesome my dad is. Like, that
is pretty cool.
He still helps me with stuff. Which I'm taking with me to California. I don't give a shit how heavy that thing is. It's sturdy. It's sturdy.
Hey, especially when you've got that rose quartz wig on it. I don't know how you walk around. You were saying it was in the trash, yeah.
It has been destroyed. There is no way. It just kept falling back this year. It's just awful. So, there will be a news. I mean, no, Rose Quartz is not dead. She'll be coming back.
Just the wig.
The wig will be redone. Because I want it to be a little bit more fuller and less with the length. And more like, because her hair is a little bit more out instead of down. So.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what's the oldest game in your backlog that you have not beaten yet?
That I haven't fully beaten would be Alice.
Oh,
I've gotten about halfway. Yeah, I've gotten about halfway through it, and then that computer died.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I have to start all over again, and I just haven't got. And now you get to meet the other cat. They don't want to see your back end. And you're on the keyboard, big guy. You're on the keyboard, big guy.
He's like, let me show you my butthole this time.
You being a butt. You are.
So is there any trend? He's cute and he's fat and I like him. Is there any trend that you'd like to see change in the gaming industry? I mean, aside from, obviously we all want more girl protagonists, more female. We want more diversity in our protagonists, but, any specific, genre of game you think needs more love? Any kind you think needs less love?
Well, I think, and I'm probably going to get screamed at for this one. I don't particularly care for the battle royale.
You're not alone. A lot of people don't.
I'm not fond of the battle royales. To be perfectly honest, I'm a little sick and tired of how esports have taken over certain areas of gaming and has turned a lot of people into the salty, egotistical, self-centered assholes when they're really not that good. Like Overwatch especially, it's like, okay, look, those guys that are up on the dais playing that game professionally, they play that game like 20 hours a day or something like that.
Right.
They didn't start at 27 years old trying to make it big. It just doesn't work that way. And so I'm not mad at esports in general. I'm glad that esports has taken off and is seen as a part of the sports community, and it's gotten the attention that it deserves and things like that. I just don't like how toxic it's made groups of gamers to the point where it's like, I don't play Overwatch anymore because it's just gotten too toxic to me.
Yeah.
Especially as a female, because it's like, they don't attack me because I'm a female, but it's like, I just feel like ostracized and put out of the way. Like, oh, here, you go play over here.
I understand that, actually. Like, I love that Blizzard has gone the esport route with Overwatch, and I love how they've done it and how they've gone about it, because they're legitimizing. It's a way to legitimize games, because people now see the older generation who's still taking over and making a lot of the decisions now sees it as a viable income, which legitimizes it in their eyes. And I love that we have that more, but I don't think it brought on more toxicity. I think it just exacerbated what was already there and brought it to the forefront. You know?
Yeah.
And I totally understand you from that. I get it, because we've seen it for so long, but now it's like we have more games to experience the toxicity in. Because it's probably the same, people who are just playing in each of these games that are being toxic. And I'm with you on that, but I don't know that there's a solution to fixing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those, you just wish people would be nicer deals.
Yeah, it's one of those, I'm going to sit here and about it.
Wow, I cannot hear anything you said. I want you to restate that, by the way.
Sorry. It's one of those things that, you're right. There's nothing that's gonna fix it, and I'm just gonna bitch and complain about it and drive Rast up a wall about it forever and ever and ever, because that's what I do. And he's my fiance, by the way. I call him Rast, just so everybody knows what's going on here. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's like a pet peeve almost, like, bad traffic in California. It drives me up a wall. I can't fix it, but I'm going to complain about it anyways.
No, I totally get it. I wish that there was, I like that Blizzard's trying to do they're trying to combat the toxicity because they're aware that it's there. And I think that definitely helps when you have a company making an effort, like League of Legends, which is notorious for having an awful, awful community, does nothing to affect it whatsoever. I have to say, I think it's a nice trend seeing these companies actually trying to somewhat combat it, even though they know they can't completely fix it. They're trying, and they're aware of it. So it makes you feel, a little bit more. You just feel a little bit more comfort from it, right?
Yeah. Blizzard's really trying. like I remember trade chat days of WoW.
Yes.
I mean, trade is still a
Baron's
cesspool
chat.
of Baron's chat. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Trade chat is still a cesspool in and of itself, but it's no longer the toxic wasteland that it used to be. Now it's just full of anal jokes and Chuck Norris.
That which used to be Baron's chat, so there you go.
Just kind of moved it to trade.
What I find funny is that collectively across every single server that Blizzard had, Baron's chat was the same freaking thing across the board. It doesn't matter what server you were on, it was always anal jokes and Chuck Norris jokes. Always.
That's Alliance trade chat. And you don't want to go into
it is the weirdest thing to me. I don't understand because I'm like, oh my god, Baron's chat. And then I saw like after Cataclysm or whatever, by then I had gone on to a different server and somebody in our new guild was talking about, oh, do you remember the good old days pre-Cata during Baron's chat? And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, did you not experience the glory days of Baron's chat? And I'm like, what was Baron's chat for you? Like, and this is like the third server I had transferred to, right? And I was like, oh my god. So this is like a WoW thing. It's not just my server that I was on. It's so freaking weird. So weird.
Yeah.
Baron's chat. Oh my god. Oh
yeah.
my god. I'm pretty sure Horde trade chat is the same now, to be honest.
Oh, probably. It's probably just moved from Baron's chat. Or general. It's like, I start a new character. It's the first thing I do. Trade, general.
Same.
Yeah.
So, this is the part of the podcast, Hello Puppy, that we go into a little bit more serious stuff.
We're serious around here?
We're going to be more serial. So we want to know about JulieveV. Okay? So,
what do you want?
Who inspires you to be the woman that you are today? Let's make this as awkward as we can.
Honestly, like, my aunt, she's been through a lot with her side of, well, not her family, but like my uncle and my two cousins. And for the amount of crap that she's went through, I would not have blamed her if she had just walked out the door and said, hey, peace, bitches. But she stuck around through a lot with them and didn't put up with anybody's crap and didn't let it stop her or family. And, they're still married. They're still going strong. So, she's probably one of the ones that I look up to the most, is like, okay, if you got through all that,
yeah,
I can get through this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's so awesome.
Yes.
So
yeah, because I usually.
I'm sorry. Please.
Oh
continue.
no, I was gonna say I just usually don't gravitate towards like an actress or famous person like that, except for Nancy Drew.
So, what's her favorite movie that you've done? That she's done. I'm sorry.
Nancy Drew?
Yes. Wait. No. I'm sorry. I thought you cut out for a second. Not Nancy Drew. What's the favorite book?
Oh, the favorite. Oh, that's Mystery at Lilac Inn. The Secret in the Old Oak. Another one of my favorite ones. I have like 30 of this series in a box.
Nice. I think I read like 2 Nancy Drew books, and then I read a good bit of the Hardy Boys. I don't know why I read more Hardy Boys than Nancy Drew. I don't know.
Oh, I'm trying to get my kid interested in the Hardy.
They're great. So. They're classics. They're good books.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I never read any of the Hardy Boys. If he starts getting into them, I may actually. But I'm also the kind of, I handed him one of my Nancy Drews one day, and he's like, "Mom, this is a girl book." I'm like, "So? It's a book. There doesn't have to be girl or boy involved. Just read the stupid thing."
I'm gonna make you read. You're gonna like reading, kid. Read it.
Damn it, kid, read it.
Just do it.
Well, it was more the whole, like, this is a girl book. And I'm like, I'm not making you wear lipstick or a tutu here, kid. Just read the book.
You should make him wear lipstick and a tutu while reading Nancy Drew.
He would kill me.
And then take a picture for evidence. Be like, "I'm your mom. I told you so."
Yeah, I keep it hidden for that one moment where he's really pissed me off, and then like lay in wait to embarrass him in front of somebody important.
You know what? That would be great punishment right there. Nobody has to see him. You just have to be the one to see him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is why I'm not a parent. Because I'm horrible.
Oh, don't worry. I look at him some days and go, "Why did you do that? That was the stupidest thing you could have done." "Well, I thought it'd be fun." "Well, obviously it wasn't."
I'm pretty sure my parents have done that for me and my brother a couple of times. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Just flat out said, "You're stupid."
Yeah. My dad's favorite one was, "Just come here. Let me hit you with something big and heavy." It's like, Dad.
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes.
I swear, it's like as soon as a baby is conceived, the dad jokes start. It's like, it's so weird, because when my nephew was born, my brother said some stupid pun, and I looked at him and I said, "You sound just like Dad." And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna be a great dad." It's like, your dad jokes have already started.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dad jokes. Gotta love them. People will go, why are you so sarcastic and cynical? And I'm like, have you ever met my dad?
Oh.
If you meet my dad, you will know why. The defense mechanism.
So, what is your favorite thing about being a part of Girlstreamers?
Oh geez. Well, for one, it's a very interactive community. There's grow and learn.
There's a lot there's a lot of ways to grow and learn.
Yeah, a lot of ways to grow and learn. Sorry, I don't know why I keep going yellow on my video chat. And there's ways to be involved without it consuming your entire way. And the other thing I like, and I usually don't do girl groups because I can't stand the cattiness. After being in Girlstreamers, I feel that is one of those. I feel like that's an experience that we were taught is supposed to be true. Therefore, we emulated that experience, and then probably. So we created that stereotype ourselves because we were told that it was a stereotype. I know that sounds convoluted, but I feel like that's how that came about.
Because in
More than
reality,
likely.
because being a Girlstreamer is like, this is, so many people say this over and over and over again, and I'm like, this clearly proves that we're not catty, because dudes are just as catty as girls. I don't know why.
God, yeah.
I don't know why people don't think that it's exclusive to females, because it's not.
A lot of our stereotypes that we have, they stem from, like, especially from the Victorian era.
Yes.
So we're still trying to shake off a lot of the Victorian era.
Shake it off. Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you have your Taylor Swift moment?
I'm really not a Taylor Swift fan either. So.
Neither am I.
But I do enjoy that song.
But yeah, I like Girlstreamers. It's low key and very inclusive, and it feels like a lot of the stereotypes are gone. I mean, there have been moments where I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to strangle this person if they don't shut up. But I think that's in any group that you're going to be in for any extended period of time.
Yeah, and the more and when you have over 1,000 people, you're going to have people that are not going to rub you the right way. And it's just something you have to accept.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just
I've had to work with some of those people.
And I get it. A lot of people, I know people don't like me, and that's okay. I'm not offended by that. Sometimes I rub people the wrong way with my personality, and vice versa. And I think, like, you know, like you're saying, you know, I can hear in your voice, like, this is just a thing that happens. It's like when we accept that that's just a thing that happens, I think it's a little bit nicer. It makes for a nicer atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that it's the atmosphere of Girls. It's low key and fun at the same time. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, as a very active member of Girlstreamers, what's one of the more favorite things that we have implemented over the last couple of years that you've enjoyed being a part of?
I really enjoyed doing.
Okay, say that again, because you cut out like right as you said that.
I don't know what's going on. I really enjoyed the game review.
Okay. That's a pretty new initiative too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'd never done something like that before.
Are you gonna do another one?
Yes.
Awesome.
And that one's fun. Let's see. When I can catch the podcast in Cosmopolitan, I do. They're very real because you guys don't hide who you are. You're the people you are in Discord on the shows as well. So it's not like you don't get two different Nymphadoras, you don't get two different Miss DJMs. It's
you're gonna make me cry. I know Miss DJM's gonna cry too, and so is the rest of the management. Oh,
you guys are the same on cam and off cam. It's and everybody's approachable. So, yeah. So that's what I like about it. I like the shows when I can catch them, and I like the Galaxy Girl initiatives because then it's something else.
You just cut out again. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I hate asking people to repeat themselves, but
It's okay.
You know, I want to be able to hear what you say.
I like the Galaxy Girl initiatives.
Cool.
That you guys have put forth the past couple of months, because it's a way to be involved, talk in the Discord and having logos up other places. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, as one of our active members, like we have a lot of active members. I mean, we really appreciate y'all being active, because the fact that y'all are so active, it allows us to, you know, because I mean, we were actually just talking about this. A lot of the channels self-moderate. Like, we rarely have to come in and moderate, because y'all are able to help each other out and answer people's questions and answer each other's questions and be like, oh, even if you're not like a demi-mod or something like that, you're like, oh, you can talk to Troublemancer about that. She should be able to do that. Or, oh, I know, it's something to do with copyright or whatever. You know, like, you guys, y'all do such a great job and are so active, and we really, really appreciate those of you doing, you know, helping us out with the welcomes and just being chatty and being friendly, and it fills our hearts too that y'all want to be active and want to be talkative, and it just it fills my heart. It makes me feel like we're doing something good. So keep being active, girl streamers. We love y'all. So what keeps you so passionate about the gaming community as a whole?
Because for the most part, everybody is fairly open to everybody else in the. I'm an ancient old goth from the 90s, you know, before emo and hipsters came around. And so going through all of that, being like ostracized because of being a weirdo, and then finding the gaming just a whole bunch of weirdo. And knowing that for the most part everybody in it, you know, gets it. So
Weirdos unite is what Music Chick said in chat. I have to agree with her on that one. Weirdos unite.
Yes, weirdos unite. So it's, you know, you run, of course you're going to run into people where you're just like, why are you here? Stop complaining, get out of my way. And people who aren't all that inclusive. But as a whole, I've noticed that the gaming community in and of itself is fairly inclusive and open to pretty much everybody. But there are bad patches, obviously.
Right. Oh, you're not, I mean, we're people.
Human. It's in their DNA. It's DNA for 7 million years, so it ain't gone. So, but yeah.
I agree with you on that. Gamers and just kind of like the nerdy culture, like the nerdy group.
Yeah.
And I think because we've all been ostracized in some form or fashion is why we are so much more inclusive than your mainstream, I guess. Even though, I guess some nerd aspects are main culture right now, but not all of them. Yeah. So you still have, you know, I know a lot of people are like, it's cool to be a nerd, and I'm like, really? You want to talk to my 13-year-old little cousin who gets, you know, who still is in school and who is a nerd himself? So he's a nerd jock, so he's okay, but he has friends who get treated a little bit worse. So no,
it's like some days it's like, you know, you feel, and this is my overactive imagination running with this, but it's like I feel like that soldier with, you know, that's missing the eye and the scars all over the place, the half-chipped sword on their back, sitting in the tavern with a beer, and all these newbies are running around. Oh, this is so great. All of a sudden, like, you know what? I did not fight in the Goth and Geek wars of the 90s to listen to you be a little shithead about this.
The Goth and Geek wars of the 90s might be the best podcast name ever.
I came up with that about 2 years ago. It's like, damn it, I was in the trenches of those. And you want to tell me that you're cool because you watched a Spider-Man movie? Get out of here.
Of the 90s. Oh my god. Wow, man, I got some pretty good titles to choose from here. It's pretty great. I love it. Oh my god, that is fantastic. But I agree with you though. I think that as a whole, it is. That's what keeps me coming back, because there's more good than there is bad in it.
Yeah.
There really
is. And we do complain about the toxicity and the misogyny, this, that, and the other thing when it comes to protagonists and gender roles and things like that. But all in all, it's more good than bad. Yeah. So that's why I haven't quit.
Exactly. I can't quit you. I can't quit you, Julie. I can't quit you. So, what is your greatest challenge or obstacle that you have had to overcome in your life so far?
When I left my son's father in 2009, it was right.
It was right in the middle of what?
The economy crashing in 2009.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy cow, that's a lot that happened right there.
Yeah. And going through all of that and having to work for a very terrible, terrible job, but it was money. No, it wasn't prostitution.
I don't know. Some people enjoy it, so...
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. And, you know, trying to scrape my way back up from that, going through an eviction, going through a bankruptcy. Oh, God. But then, you know, I'm standing here now. Yeah. You know, I've gotten to the point, I've been at my job almost 6 years now. And I got that just from sheer determination and not wanting to stay in the pit I was in. So,
good on you, girl. That's awesome. That is, God. Yeah. 2009 is when I actually lost my job and went back to school. So, yeah. I got really lucky in that particular thing. Or that particular, although I don't have like a full-time, I don't have a typical job anyway, but we're definitely a one-income household here. But yeah, 2009 was a rough year. Like, 2008, 2009, like that is right. That was like, yeah, that was not a good time.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, up until probably about 2010, 2011-ish, when it finally started sort of leveling out, and now it's kind of sort of coming back. There's definitely an improvement in our economy.
But it's all cyclical.
It is. It totally is. It totally is. And if you can make it through that bottom, when you bottom out like that, it will come back. And I think that's awesome, because that is hard to leave. It's hard to leave somebody, especially in an abusive relationship, which you mentioned previous. And two, it's hard to leave somebody when it is in the middle of like a recession. You know, it's not easy, because two incomes is much better than one, especially when you have a kid. You know, girl. I'm glad you are right. That's not easy. That is not easy.
Yeah, well, things are going to start getting easier soon. Rast is moving out here, so I'm going to go from one English.
Oh, that'll be nice. I didn't realize that y'all don't. I thought y'all already lived together for some reason. No,
he's in Ohio.
Oh,
and I'm here.
Boy, get yourself out there right now.
That's the end of this month.
Oh, wait. So he's going to California at the same time we are?
Possibly.
California high. That's what's up.
That's right. Oh, you guys are moving that soon? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I didn't realize it was coming up that soon.
What is it? Oh, 3 weeks. Okay. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, it's 2 weeks. No, it's 3 weeks. We have 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, fudge monkeys.
Why am I doing this podcast? I could be packing.
Right? What am I doing with my life? So if you could give your past self 1 to 2 words of advice from the wisdom and experience you have gained up until now, what would they be? If any.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Honestly, there's so many, but I think the best one would be 3 words. It's mostly don't give up. You know, just don't, I left my husband when I was 20, and that was hard. And then I left my son's father when I was 26, almost 27. And that was even harder. And so, but since I didn't give up,
Yeah.
I'm now, I just graduated from college. It only took me 18 years, but I didn't give up. And, moving on with my life in a generally positive direction, the fiance moving in, and we're going to be moving to a better place in the area sometime early next year. And just, if I had given up and stayed where I was in 2009, I wouldn't be here talking today, probably.
Yeah.
I'd still be, trying to figure out how to play the Powerball. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a matter of don't give up.
And I mean, that's easier. That's definitely easier said than done.
Oh, God, yes.
I don't think I know anyone who is like, yeah, it's so easy to just not get. No, it's not. It's really not easy.
No, it's not. Even when, even when you haven't had a lot of stumbling blocks, getting up every day and going to school, or getting up every day and, when you just doing life in general, it's like you just can't give up.
Right.
Or you find yourself in a really bad spot really fast.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah.
So what trait of yours are you most proud of?
Trait. Probably my tenacity. I don't want to, just don't want to give up and don't want to stop. Whether it's something in life or in a game or something. Always, okay, yeah, I have my moments where I have a complete and utter meltdown, but
Who doesn't?
yeah, but I pick myself up after, crying and screaming and kicking and moaning and whatever, and go, okay, well, how can I do better? What can I do that's different? Or I walk away from it for about 2 weeks and go, oh, I hate that, and I'll come try this.
You know what? Sometimes that's the best thing to do, though, is to just walk away and come back at a later date. And you'll because you'll have a fresh set of eyes, you'll have a fresh, perspective, you'll be renewed. It just, sometimes that's the best thing to do. And sometimes the best thing for you to do is to let yourself wallow for a little bit and get it out of your system and then move on. And I hate this idea that, we're not allowed to sit there and curl up in the bed and cry for a few hours. Depending on what it is, or scream into our pillow. What is wrong with that? You're getting out this thing that is inside of you and keeping you from being able to move forward. Why can't, now you can go overboard, obviously. You don't want to stay in bed for weeks and weeks and weeks. But, if you have a day where you just need to take that mental day and take that mental breakdown and just go, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to cry into my pillow for the next 5 hours, because usually you will cry yourself out within 45 minutes. If you let within the first hour, you'll cry yourself out and just be like, you know, because we all do that, the ugly cry, right? Like, we all have an ugly cry. Nobody cries pretty. I don't give a shit what you think. Nobody has a pretty cry. Absolutely nobody.
No.
And once you get past the ugly cry, you usually kind of dry up, and you're like, all right, I could do this, right? Like, it just helps.
Yeah, I can do this after I eat all the ice cream.
So what would you then say is your greatest insecurity?
My greatest insecurity?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. My biggest one is... How do I put this? I have... how do I put it? I think my greatest insecurity, it's always really been my physical appearance. I'm 5'9", and I've always been a very not as big as I am now, but I've always been a big. I got hit with that, you know, Slavic German build of just tall, built. You know, I'm the person that looks at everybody and goes, "Okay, you guys," because they're gonna catch me anyways, as I don't run.
But you belly dance though, so
that's
you're in shape. I'm sorry, my thighs are starting to stick to my towel, and I had to like redo it.
No, you're fine.
It's sweaty.
I understand.
It's gross.
Yeah. At least you won't have humidity out here in California.
That'll be nice. That'll be nice.
It actually, the belly dance has helped with that a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to be worse, but now it's gotten. When you start belly dancing, plus, and don't give a damn showing off what they got, even though, you know, they're 60-plus-year-old women, you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess me being embarrassed about a couple of fat rolls is totally silly in this one.
Wow. You got 60-year-old ladies belly dancing?
Some are closer to 75, 80.
That's what's up, yo. That is awesome.
Yeah, now, some of the ladies in the area that have been dancing.
For how many years?
It's like 50 plus.
That's awesome, though. That's so cool. So, okay, all right. What got you into belly dancing, actually? I'm really curious about this. Like, what made you go? Because I personally love belly dancing, and I've wanted to get into it, but I've done the Zumba thing, which I know is not the same thing. But doing Zumba made me go, I kind of want to learn how to belly dance. Because it's very, like, it's sensual, but not like, here, let me just show you everything, right? Like, it's beautiful. I love it. And I really want to learn it.
What got me? I saw a video of it one day and went, I could do that, because I'm not that graceful. Again, 5'9", just very built girl. I've never been very coordinated. Sports were not my thing, but I was like, you just want me to stand still and shake my butt? Okay, I could do that. And there's more to it, obviously, but something that I also saw is like, you're watching the dancers, and the dancers that I first saw, the video I saw, they're Arabic women. I'm not exactly sure what country they were from, but they're Arabic. And they weren't these itsy bitsy teeny weeny little things that we see dancing around here in the States. They're thick girls. Yeah. They don't like skinny dancers in the Middle East. They like bigger. And I'm not talking like, you know, huge or anything, but they were thick graceful
with two
women.
C's.
Yeah, thick with 2 C's. And just watching these girls with, you know, watching them go, and some of the best dancers I've seen here in this, they're big girls. They're bigger than me. and they can shake it like nobody's business.
I just love like the fluidity of like when you get into the dancing and get like better at it, the fluidity of it, because it doesn't look like your body could do that. But then Shakira is famous for being able to do that, right? And it's amazing like how it's just cool to me. And so
there's some things that like I never thought I'd be able to do. Go from a standing position to kneeling down gracefully, and I just figured I'd always fall over, and I can do it now.
Nice.
Like going from a standing and just like have the arms out, and it's like you put one knee behind the other and then you just kind of lower. And and you're right, it's like your body is just like, I mean, you don't think somebody's fingers could do something like this.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Get on the camera. Yeah. It's just like, or, I mean, what's another one this one I could do for, it's like when you're doing like this.
Yeah.
It's just simple front snake. And it's like when somebody's doing that, all standing and like half squatting, and it's like, oh my god.
Right, like you don't think these movements would be as fluid and sensual as they are, but when you see it all put together, it's like, because you think, oh, this just looks silly, right? This just looks silly with me doing this, but then you watch somebody do it, and you're like, whoa, that is just, it's so, it is just, it's just so entertaining to me. It's just so, it showcases the body so well, no matter what size you are. Like, regardless of size, it's such a great way to show you what the human body can do.
Yeah, and another thing I really like it is, it's, first off, it's ancient. It's very ancient. And it's always been women-centered since its inception back, 5,000 years ago.
Yeah. And
it's never been, there are some dances men do, like the Egyptian Saidis are often men and women, but most of the time it's the women went off at the parties and they went and danced. And the men were overdoing whatever the men were doing. But it's always been very women-centered, very
So they would dance
helpful,
for each other and with each other, not for... So
not
it
for the men.
wasn't created to be a sexual thing in any way, shape, or form. It's just how this particular dance forms.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
It started becoming sexualized in the late 19th
century. You cut out again, sorry.
Yeah, the late 19th, early 20th century is when it started becoming sexualized because Hollywood got a hold of it.
I had no idea. I mean, it's Hollywood. Sex sells. So
yeah.
I mean, but again, it is a very sensual and intimate dance. But yes, it's sexy, but personally, I've never looked at it in that manner. I've looked at it from like a human biological manner. Like, how does she do that? How does her body do that? How does it curve that way? Right? Like, we went to this this restaurant here in Atlanta, and it is extremely expensive restaurant. But it gives you, it's a Moroccan restaurant, and it gives you like the full Moroccan thing. So there was a belly dancer that came out, and oh my God, I was just like, I want to do that. That is so cool, right? Like, just, so I've watched your some of your videos that you've had. Have you started streaming more of the belly dancing? Are you gonna get back into it?
I'm gonna get back into it. And Wrestling came up with this idea. What we're gonna do is I'm going to pre-record them and then do like a VOD viewing or preview, or I forget what Twitch calls it. And then that way I'm available to chat and answer questions for people.
That's great. That is,
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then and go from there. But yeah, it's belly dance is one of those things. I know a lot of people that go, "Oh, I could never do that. No, I can't." Like, I said the same thing, and look at me now. I'm performing all over the place. I'm making costumes. And I'm going to be doing that too on stream.
Speaking of which, remind me at the end, I need to send you a picture of this thing that I have that I got from Dragon Con a couple years ago that you would love.
Okay.
Sorry, continue. So,
okay,
so you make your costumes.
Yeah, if you make, you can buy stuff, but
it's fun.
When you, it's well, for one, it's fun. But when you reach a trying to problematic, but it's more fun and rewarding to put your own costumes together.
Yeah.
Unless you need something specific. So
yeah. And when you make your own costumes and stuff, you can make it for you, like to your body shape anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it does, it fits a little bit better than just buying something off the shelf, essentially.
Yeah. But the next one I'm going to be building is
you cut it again.
The next costume that I'm going to be making is the one that we were talking about.
Oh yeah,
When you came back from Dragon Con. It's gonna be called the Galaxy Girl. And it's gonna be
so awesome.
Yeah, and hopefully I can get it done before TwitchCon, but I will wear it in TwitchCon.
I love that material that you found. Oh my god, that material is beautiful. And is that the one you're gonna build on stream? Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that entire build.
That's
including a bra build.
Awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. All right. So we're getting close to the end of the podcast. Didn't think I was gonna get you to 2 hours, did you? So I'm gonna skip a couple of the end of my questions because we do have a couple of questions here on our thing. But do you have any advice for new people getting into streaming?
Something that I've had to learn is, and I still have to remind myself, do what you want and don't let everyone else dictate what you need to do on stream. I don't like going on cam without wearing my bra, but I need to get over it because after wearing a bra for 10 hours and wearing it for another 4+ hours while streaming is just not any fun.
That's why you wear the built-in bras, so it still sags a little, but you got a little bit of support.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of like, do what you need to do and do what you want to do. The people will come that want to watch you, and I'm very guilty of being worried about the numbers. It's one of my top anxiety monsters is numbers, especially when I'm trying to get to a certain point. But the numbers will come, the people will come, and while it would be fun to monetize this, you just need to have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
And numbers, the thing is, numbers are important. They are important, especially if you want to hit milestones. But they can be anxiety inducing, and when that's the only thing you focus on, it's not going to make for a fun stream.
No, it's not. It's not.
It comes across when you are that worried and that stressed and that anxious.
Yeah.
It comes out on screen, whether or not you think it is. It does actually come out on stream.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably my best one that I can.
I love it. It's great advice.
So.
Absolutely great advice. So my last question is, what's your strongest passion outside of streaming?
My strongest passion outside of streaming is history and anthropology. Those are my two majors in college, and I've done it in Girlstreamers chat where I've just anthropologicized everything. And I know it drives some people up a wall, but at the same time, it's like, it's so fascinating breaking humanity down to the nuts and bolts and seeing how everything works.
I feel like some of those, I love that kind of analytical discussion personally. Like, I know we've gotten into, with several of the girls, just such good conversations, just discussing, like, why certain mentalities do this and why they do it in these certain areas but not these certain areas, and you know how that creates like certain racial divides or certain class divides, and just some I love those conversations, honestly. I really do. I absolutely love those conversations. So yeah, I can totally see that. I can tell, especially with the stuff that you discuss in Discord. That's I definitely see it, and I'm with you on history, especially.
History's just fun.
It really is. I love learning about the past. I really do.
I do too. I love it too.
What's your favorite historical area kind of thing? Like, do you have a specific base that you like the most? Like, my husband loves the Civil War era of history. He just finds it just mind-blowing.
My favorite is it's gonna sound so weird, but the 19
You cut out through the whole thing. 19
and
damn
20th
you,
century. Damn you, Charter. The 19th and 20th century political systems.
Okay.
Capitalism, communism. So
the theory behind all of those different types of political systems. It's actually very, very interesting, and you know, obviously not to get too political here. Newsflash: most political systems are not just one type. It's usually a combination of all of the different types of political systems. And, you know, it's funny because America is the only political system like this. No other country has been able to have a political system. It's usually a parliamentary system. Which I find absolutely fascinating.
It's amazing. It's amazing we're still standing some days.
It really is, because, and I mean, this is not saying, you know, political atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just, like, it doesn't work for other countries, but somehow we have been able to keep it going and keep it somewhat working. You know, it's weird.
And the one thing that I like to hit people with when polarized in their politics is society in and of itself is socialism.
Yeah, that's true.
The idea that bands of people came together for the benefit of and safety of everyone inside the band. And so these people could farm, and these people could hunt, and these people could pot, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That in of itself is socialism. It's just we added extra crap on top of it.
That's cool. I bet you and my husband would actually have some really good conversations. I'm so excited to go to California because that's a whole new set of girls I get to meet. I've met a lot of the Georgia ones. Now I get to go meet a lot of the California girls. I'm just going to call up girls along the way and just be like, hey, I'm in your state. Come hang out. If you live off of I-40... Off of I-40, come have dinner with me and my husband. We'll just talk whatever.
That'd be cool.
I've got 2 questions for you here on the podcast Q&A. For those of you who are in the live chat, what we do is we have a podcast Q&A. Just type !podcast, and we will take your questions just so that it's easier for us to keep up with. Kinky says, do I rub you the right way or nah?
Oh, kinky honey, you always rub me.
Oh my.
Oh my. Where's George Takei when you need him?
Oh my goodness. All right. And my final question is from Music Chick. If you could only play one video game for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
The rest of my life?
WoW. I'm just kidding. I don't know. She's gonna play WoW. It's a good question, apparently.
It would. Because I'm sitting here going, no, this one, no, that one. Why only one? I'd have to say, yeah.
The dilemma of gamers right here.
It's the gamer dilemma. I'd have to say, yeah. Probably WoW.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah. I am that much of a nerd.
You are such a dork.
Or one of my RPGs, like the Skyrim or The Witcher, so long as it stayed open world and I could still find stuff.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, it's like, so long as you keep adding content to it, I'm gonna be...
Well, that's a great place to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm glad we got to talk about the belly dancing stuff too, because I was really looking forward to talking about that.
Yeah.
So where and when can we find you streaming?
You can find me over on my channel.
JulieveV.
JulieveV. Sounds like an engine trying to turn over. You can find me Sundays. I often PM Pacific time.
Say that again. You cut out again. I'm sorry.
Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I'm live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
And then Saturdays and Sundays, starting at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm usually doing some type of creative stream.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Mm-hmm. I dig it.
Lately, it's been knitting. Lots of knitting.
There's a couple of hand stitching things I want to start doing, which maybe all I can do when we move to California. So I might be doing a lot of hand stitching streams soon. But thank you so much for joining me. This has been an awesome podcast. As always, it's lovely getting to know you ladies. So I appreciate you joining me. Thanks everybody for your questions and for joining us in the Twitch channel. This has been a Girlstreamers podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Girlstreamers is partnered with Loot Crate, Simple Jerky, Ewan Racing Chairs, Blom Tom, Sennheiser, and Humble Bundle. Links to all these amazing partners are down below, so please feel free to click. Thank you guys for all your support. Please follow us at Girlstreamers on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Player.me. Don't forget, if you are listening or watching on YouTube, our Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Girlstreamers_INC. If you have any questions or would like more information, you can visit our website at girlstreamers.com and contact us through there. You can subscribe to us on Twitch or GameWisp. Don't forget, when you do subscribe, you get access to our Discord fan channel, and you can buy some super cool gear in our online shop at designedbyhumans.com/shop/Girlstreamers. Right now, we are featuring our t-shirt contest creator thing art person who is Sartzicorn. It's a really awesome design, so go check that out. You can find Julie on Twitter at JulieveV, that is JulieveV, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/JulieveV. Our next podcast will be September 23rd, right here with Heartily. Same time. This podcast is a part of the Two Lazy Dogs Media Group and the Girlstreamers community. Encourage, support, grow.